Since we're on the topic, can we agree that all tithes are pre-tax? Because in order for it to not be pre-tax, and I use TurboTax, but in order for it to not be pre-tax, you have to, one, not take the standard deduction, and two, itemize, but say zero. And I think there's a way in TurboTax to do that. I'm not sure. I'm also not sure if even on the tax form, if you have to take a deduction or if it allows you to not take one at all. But that's the mechanics of it. Then the question is, like, does it even matter? I don't think God, like, when you get to heaven, he's going to be like, you did post-tax tithe. And I think ultimately it's about your heart. But I don't want the government to decide how much my tithe is or how much is going to charitable organizations or whatever. Like, if the government tomorrow says, okay, flat rate, 50% tax for everyone, then personally that wouldn't affect my taxes because, again, I do like the calculations based off my top line, income. But I mean, if someone was doing after tax, and that would affect how much is like hitting their account. Another thing is that this whole your employer sending money, your taxes directly to the government is a new thing. That's a 20th century thing. And so that's another like modern, I don't know. I don't want all these other factors to affect how much I'm giving. And then if you go like back in the day, let's say you're like corn farmer and you get like, because you're supposed to give your first fruits of your labor. And so if you have 100, what is it called? 100 ears of corn is your harvest. Then first fruits to me, if you're doing tithe 10%, would be like 10 of that 100. And let's say PHARAOH is like, okay, taxes are 10. If you did post-tax tithe, then you give 10 to PHARAOH, which to me, that's like first fruit is going to PHARAOH. And then you have 90 left. 10% of that would be 9. So the difference, obviously that's not like a huge difference, but it's still like first fruits. First fruits to me means before taxes and makes irrelevant whatever taxes is and irrelevant the fact that in today's day and age, at least in the US, your employer, if you're W-2, typically will send the taxes on your behalf. Anyways, would love to hear your thoughts on it.